my jabronis, my degenerates. Welcome to Jake and Nick's Takes and Picks. Quick announcement. We're having a little bit of a name change. I mess up the name too often. It's too long. We're officially switching the name of this show to Fantasy Goats, greatest of all time. Nick loves it. All right.
Amazing.
Run through the show. We're going to talk a little bit of DFS. We're going to give you guys 3 total teams. We're going to give you all the best plays that nobody's talking about. But to start, Nick, what are we going to talk about first?
Well, Jake, we're going to talk about the team that I made personally. How it's going to work.
No, Nick, we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the LSU Tigers is what we're going to talk about.
God. You really want to go there?
Nick and I impulse made about 7 to 8 parlays. And Nick had a grand idea to just say, hey, let's just increase the odds with some free plays.
Well, yeah, let's throw some gimmies.
Throw some gimmies, huh? Throw some gimmies. Put LSU in the parlay. Why would you not?
Why not?
Take a look at this parlay, Nick, that I just threw LSU in. You see,
they haven't lost in over a year and a half.
Tulane hit. Oklahoma State hit. Texas Tech hit. Easy. LSU minus 600. Lose 505 down the drain. You know why? Because we boosted up the odds with some gimmies. We boosted them up. Look at all these LSU losses. Stupid LSU loss. I hate them. I just boosting up the odds.
Who saw them losing though?
It's not your fault.
I get it if you lose on the spread. We took money line.
I know, Nick. I know.
At the end of the day, it's not a bad bet. They just lost.
At the end of the day, folks, when you're sports gambling, don't take a minus 800 favorite for maybe a 0.5 to 1.
I don't know.
Odds increase on a big parlay. It's not the right play due to weeks like this. Anyway, I don't mean to get all rowdy in the very beginning of the show, but let's get to it. Nick, let's see your wonderful, glorious DraftKings team for week 3. The Millie winner, I might add. This team is going to win the Millie, so if you copy it, you're going to split with Nick.
Yeah, don't put it in the Millie. Trying not to split that with anyone.
Yeah.
So I really need the money.
He's already got it.
Let's start at QB. So,
all right.
QB, I think everyone's thinking kind of the same thing here. The top 5 guys are pretty much what everyone's going for. Russell Wilson, Dak Prescott, Josh Allen, Kyler Murray, Cam Newton, Matt Ryan. Can't really go wrong. But there's one game we're really looking at here. It's the Seattle and the Dallas game. A lot of people are stacking that game heavily. Jake and I talked about it. Kind of hard to pick who you're going to stack in that game. There's not really a clear number 1 on either side. So instead of stacking for me, I'm going to grab Russell Wilson at QB.
Did you say you're going naked? Naked Russ?
Naked
Russ. I love it. Under RB. What do we got?
On to RB. We're going to get the king, Derrick Henry.
Did you make up that name for him? I've never heard him called the king.
What?
Never have.
That's what everyone calls him. King Henry.
Never heard of him.
All right, everybody. Jake obviously doesn't know anything, so we can just eliminate that from the video.
King Henry, even though there's no targets, Nick.
Jake,
nothing through the air for Henry.
Do me a favor.
What did he have his last game? 3 targets?
Click on Derrick Henry for me. Let's take a look.
3 targets and 2 targets.
At Denver, the dude had 31 carries. 31 carries, 116 yards, no touchdowns, 3 targets, 3 catches. Week 2, 25 carries, 84 yards. Again, 0 touchdowns, 2 targets, no catches. No, sorry. 0 targets. Whatever. No, 2 targets.
2 targets.
0 catches. I can't read, obviously.
Doesn't help your point.
Anyways,
move on.
What I'm getting to is that Derrick Henry has 0 touchdowns
You're
through
right.
the first 2 weeks.
He's due. As our boy Trent Dixon would say.
He's due. Jake, we like to
He's
say
due.
someone is going to pop off. Give me the pop off.
Pop off. Oh, Derrick Henry, due. Pop off.
Derrick Henry's popping off. Set it and forget it.
I should have saved
Let's move
one.
on.
I wasted pop off on Derrick Henry. I'm not happy about it, but it's okay. All right. I like that. He's got some touchdown. He's due for some touchdowns. Who's up next?
He is. Next running back, my boy, Miles Sanders. Miles Sanders, as you may have heard from other people, he's probably going to be one of the most owned people this week at only $6,400. Miles Sanders in the last week, his first week, had 20 carries, 95 yards, 7 targets, 3 catches for 36 yards. He did have a fumble that he lost, but the dude was 5 rushing yards away from that nice DraftKings 3-point bonus. I've been big on him all year. I had Jake draft him in all of our fantasy leagues.
He had Jake draft him like I'm some kind of puppet. You
Jake,
kidding me?
Come on. You knew you were in my ear saying, should I take it?
I brought in my Eagles insider. That's all that happened. But anyway.
Usually I'm not big on Eagles players. I don't even like to bet on them, as you may know. But this guy is the real deal. Backed up Saquon Barkley at Penn State. He's coming
going to be so chalky
and just been a beast.
I think he'll be over 20% owned.
Yes, he will. He probably will, but he's going to score at least 20 points. Put it that way.
On to the next.
Next, wide receiver, T.Y. Hilton.
Grandma's boy.
T.Y. Hilton. Why are you taking T.Y. Hilton? Nick, are you some kind of idiot? Yeah, maybe I am. But we all love a good sob story. We all love a good
Nick,
motivation story.
Nick, you're T.Y. Hilton. I'm his grandma.
All right. Ma, what's going on?
T.Y. Hey, T.Y.
What's going on?
What the hell you been doing, T.Y.?
I've been balling.
T.Y., this is not the grandson I've raised.
You're right. I'm going off. T.Y. Hilton, he's going off. There's no way he's going to let his little old grandma down this week. He's going off. Phillip Rivers going to fucking force feed him the ball right down his throat. Mm-hmm. Ball.
Grandma Hilton's going to feed him a nice meal on Saturday night.
60 targets. Easy. But for real, T.Y. gets back into form, finds his stride. T.Y. Hilton, he's a play. Put him in your
Now that's off the radar, guys. That's what wins you the millie. Nobody's on T.Y. Hilton this week. Maybe some. He's going to be sub 5% for sure.
Oh, yeah. Next guy.
Grandma's boy's going to get us there.
Becoming quite the streamer, Deontay Johnson. If you haven't heard of him, you should by now. He's on the Steelers. He is becoming their next Antonio Brown type player, not to the caliber that Antonio Brown was, once in a generation kind of player, but Deontay Johnson, Ben Roethlisberger has been throwing him the ball. First week, 10 targets, 6 catches. He had a couple easy drops in that game. Next week, 13 targets, 8 catches, over 10 in both games. First game could have been a little bit more, 23 the next one. Obviously, they have Juju Smith-Schuster, but this guy is going to eat up some targets as well. I think he'll be a good play at only $5,500.
That's me.
Throw him in.
All right, love it. Next.
Too cheap. Next, we're going Allen Robinson. Now, again, you may think I'm stupid. Maybe I am. But Allen Robinson,
maybe he is
due. This is the team of due players. Allen Robinson had 9 targets through week 1 and week 2, as in 9 targets week 1, 9 targets week 2. Look at the catch completion percentage, 5 and 3. That's not going to stay the same. They're playing Atlanta, who has been in 2 shootouts to start the year. You'd have to think that Atlanta is going to be scoring again with that high-powered offense. Allen Robinson is going to get targets. He's going to have to show up. You'd have to think he'd at least get a touchdown. I'm looking for a big game from Allen Robinson here. I don't think he's going to be very highly owned. People are not big on him right now. look at Allen Robinson this week.
You got to believe in Trubisky's accuracy, though.
You do.
Is that something you believe in?
He had a good game last week.
All right. On to the next.
Tight end. Our boy, Drew Sample.
Lock button him in. Lock that daddy in. Any team you make, I don't care if you make 794 teams, lock button Drew Sample. I don't care.
Sample.
Do it. Just do it.
3,500.
Set it and forget it.
So cheap. Gives your team so much flexibility for the other positions. $3,500. You're going to see against Cleveland in week 2. What is he, Amos? 9 targets in week 2, but all 9 targets were in the second half. The dude is going to get some balls.
Edit this out, producer.
Take a sample of Drew Sample this week. The dude is going to pop. 9 targets in the second half last week. Joey Burrow loves the tight end. The Eagles let up 3 touchdowns to Tyler Higbee last week. Drew Sample, start of the week. Set it and forget it.
Yeah, set him and forget him. Take a sample.
We're going to move on to the flex.
Now, Drew Sample.
Saying, Nick, why have you not put in a single player besides Russell Wilson from the Dallas and Seattle game? And I'm going to say,
I think I know who you're picking.
I have somebody else. C.D.
Does his name rhyme with D.D.? D.D.
Yeah.
What are you doing in my laboratory?
We're bringing SpongeBob in the last episode, Dexter's Laboratory in this one. You know how it goes.
This is what we do. Lock him in.
Lamb, 5,400. He's just got to have a big game. He's one of the cheaper options in that game. Probably not going to be as highly owned as a Amari Cooper, a DK Metcalf, CD Lamb. Look for the pop. Defense. Now defense. You're going to look at our salary here. We got 2,400 left.
Not much.
Just looking at these games, Detroit at Arizona, don't like that. Raiders at New England, Panthers at LA Chargers, Texans at Pitt. We already know what Pitt's about. Pitt's going to score. Jets at Indy. Phillip Rivers, he's known to throw a couple pickarooskies. To keep another team in the game. He did all right last week, but the Jets are going to make this one a little bit interesting. Jake and I both have Jets plus 11.5.
Slam that number.
Coming up. I think the Jets are going to make this game a little bit more difficult than everyone's given them credit for. The Jets through 2 weeks, you can see right there, fantasy points per game at 5.5. Look up the list. The only one higher is the Giants. The Jets D has not been bad despite their record. I'm going to take Jets D at 2,000 here. Set it and forget it.
Leaving 400 on the table.
That's right.
Wow.
You don't got to use it all, folks. Don't got to use
all right, so here it is.
You got a team like that.
We have a naked Russell Wilson. We have the King, Derrick Henry. Miles Sanders, the chalkiest play of all chalks, but that's okay because he's a good play. Grandma's boy, T.Y. Hilton. The next Antonio Brown, Deontay Johnson. You heard it here first. Allen Robertson. His name's Robinson, Jake. Drew Sample to lock. Get a sample of sample. No, lock in a sample, baby.
Wow.
D.D. Lamb. And the Jets D versus Phillip Rivers. I like it, Nick. We'll keep track of this score. We'll bring it back to you on Monday. We'll see how Nick does. You know what, Nick, what's your username? When people look up at first in the Millie, who are they going to see?
Boner Garage.
Sorry, guys. It's not funny. The word boner's not
69.
funny anymore. I'm 25. All right. On to the next.
All right, Jake. Coming in at QB. What are we thinking?
I have a list of names here. Yeah, I'm going to switch host duties to you. I have a list of names here that I'm going to attempt to lock in, but I don't have a guaranteed team, so let's do it.
Let us know what you're thinking.
All right. So
Everyone's on the edge of their seat.
everybody's on the edge of their seat. All right, I'll tell you. So I'll let Nick win the millie.
I'll take it.
I'll take down all the rest, all the single entries, all that kind of stuff.
Quick millie.
To start, you got to lock in Russ.
Got it.
And to go along with Nick's point, everybody's huge on the Dallas-Seattle game. I think it's absolutely going to be a high-scoring game. I do. However, I don't think the Cowboys have any shot of winning. I've been a Cowboys fan my entire life. Dak does not play good on the road. Russell Wilson is going to beat the Cowboys. I guarantee it. Guarantee.
Jake is guaranteeing a
I'm not gonna
Seattle
let
Seahawks win
I'm not gonna
against
let
the
myself-
Dallas Cowboys.
I'm not going to let myself down.
Can you believe it?
I don't put myself up to that kind of feeling. I know we're going to lose.
Apparently.
I don't think Dak's going to have a huge game. Maybe he'll get a rushing touchdown.
Right.
So you lock in naked Russ and pray that DK doesn't have 40 points. We'll see. Now I'm going to do a little bit of a game stack, but not with a QB.
Okay.
And it's going to be a little contrarian. The Arizona-Detroit game,
Wow.
a very high total, but a lot of people like Hopkins. Well, I'll tell you who I like.
We're at running back, so he doesn't play running back.
A little bit of
Kenyon Drake.
Watch your mouth. A little bit of Kenyon Drake. Up next, bringing it back. Everyone's off of him, but with Golladay back, it takes away a lot of attention from my man right here, Marvin Jones Jr.
Do not hate it.
Lock him in. Golladay is going to bring attention away from him. In the last 6 games, he's gotten 86 targets, 4 receptions, 1 TD. I think he can go for 2 TDs. I don't know if you guys remember last year, but he broke multiple slates. I think he had a few where he just had like 40 points, and it was redonk. Now we're going to go to defense so I can get a little average player remaining in a real way. I like the cheap defenses. We're locking in the Jets. Phillip Rivers, I don't trust him.
Big on the Jets.
I don't trust him.
JTS.
And obviously, I said it previously. I don't care if you make 94,000 teams. Every single one of them should have Drew Sample. I know that's against every single optimal strategy. Lock him in. I said lock him in.
Set it and forget.
Set it and forget it. Drew Samskis. Right here. Lock him in.
Little sample.
So we have Russ, Kenyon Drake, Marvin Jones, Drew Sample, Jets D with 6,300 remaining. That's a lot.
Per player.
Now here's a guy that a lot of people are off of. This guy, he's the clear number 1, and he hasn't shown it yet. Oh my
God, you did not spell that with a C.
How do I spell it? There we go. The LA Rams.
We all know what he was doing there. He was not spelling.
I was just playing with you guys. I know how to spell. I was just checking if you guys are paying attention. Wake up, Bubba. Only 5 and 6 targets in his last 2. However, I think
is he better looking than Drew Sample?
Say this again.
Is he better looking than Drew Sample? Are we still on Sample?
Hey, we don't have to talk about the poor guy's looks, okay?
Porn star Sample.
Cooper Kupp. Nobody's on him. He got 5 and 6 targets. People are like, whoa, wait, maybe he's not that good this year. Maybe he's not the guy. Blah, 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 blah. Well, I'll tell you this. This game is going to be more of a shootout than people think. People think Buffalo's D is better, but I think people overestimate Buffalo D, even though they're a good defense. But in both games that Buffalo played, the scores have been high, and I think this is going to be close and more of a shootout. So I like Cooper Kupp. I think they're going to need him this week. They haven't really needed him. I know the Cowboys score is close, but the Rams were dominating that game. So we're locking in Cooper Kupp. Now we have 6,300 remaining. Let's take a look at another running back, eh? Now here's the decision of the week, I think. Drew Sample, easy. Lock him in. Running back, you got to play one versus the Carolina Panthers. Now, which one do you play, Nick? Do you play Josh Kelly or do you play Austin Eckler? I still don't know, but we're going to pick one on this show. How about that?
All right. Depends what kind of money you want to put on him. How much is Eckler? 68?
68.
Kelly's got to be in the fives.
Yeah, I think he's low fives. Where's my dog at?
There he is. 5K exactly.
Obviously, they got pretty much the same amount of attempts. Eckler's going to get the targets. He got 2 targets. Kelly got 2 targets, but he got a lot of attempts, 23 attempts. Now, to me, the game script could be more of LA ahead, pounding the run to knock off time. But it might not be. I don't know. I don't know.
Kelly.
You like Kelly better than Eckler, huh?
I like Eckler in a closer game where they need the passing, they need the running.
So is this game going to be close? What's the spread on it? Let's see.
The spread was -6 or something like that, 6.5.
It is -6.5. Actually, I don't even need to check. Good job, Nick. Great memory. So if it's a 1-score game, I'm taking Eckler. I think more people are going to be on Kelly than Eckler. I'm taking Eckler. Boom. Boom, boom, bada bing.
All right.
Let me take a little gander at this list here.
No, please.
We're bringing back the Rux. We're bringing back the Rust stack. You know with who? As you can see, I'm taking the contrarian play than what all the sharps are on. You know what?
Contrarian.
I'm contrarian.
Is that Old English?
That's my dog Michael. That's who it is. Michael Gallup. Lock him in. I think he's tied or right at second for the most air yards, right after Amari Cooper. I think he's the most under the radar right now. I think he has crazy upside for really long touchdowns. If he gets 180-yard touchdown, he gets you there.
People were really big on him coming into the draft as far as like the fantasy drafts, being not drafted above Amari Cooper, but foregoing Amari Cooper to get Gallup later in the draft.
Yep.
So the guy, his target share hasn't been as high as you would expect because of CeeDee Lamb's emergence as that kind of 2B receiver, I guess you could say. But Gallup definitely has the home run potential, and this might be a game that he really does show out.
Yeah, and like you were saying, people were way big on him, in fantasy football draft. It's been 2 games now. He's gotten 5 targets in each game. Not great, but now people are just, I think, completely forgetting about him. Yeah. And, in all reality, he could have a huge game. The upside for Michael Gallup is He's due. Now, last position. We're going to lock this one in together.
Flex it up.
Right here.
Christy?
Oh, did you forget about Christy? Oh, he was hurt. He was hurt week 2. Oh, did he have a big week 1? No, it was okay. It was like people were like, "Oh my God, Scotty Miller's the guy. He's the new Julian Edelman." Why? Because he's a short white guy. Is that why?
Yeah.
I'll show you who I like. Chrissy Godwin, under the radar. I got a Bucks insider. You know what he told me to play? Chris Godwin.
All right.
I won't say the name of the Bucks insider, but that's who I got. Lock him in. 100 remaining. There it is. Beautiful team. Look at it. Read it and weep. Give me your thoughts, Nick.
I mean, it's definitely not a Millie winner, but it might come in second behind my team.
Those are bold words. Definitely not a Millie maker, Nick. Nick, yeah, I wasn't going to put this. I wasn't going to put this in the Millie maker because I wanted you to feel better, and I wanted you to get the satisfaction of winning. But now I'm going to do it. I'm putting it in.
If you want second, it's fine. I mean, it's probably more money than the other contest. So
we were once foe. We were once friends. Now we're foe. That's all.
Oh God. Set it and forget it.
Set it and forget it. All right, Nikki. Shall we make one together?
Time for the final.
This could be a long episode, but I hope everyone's still here and ready for this final team. Putting 2 gigantic brains into one team. Can't believe it.
My brain is exploding with Millie makers.
With Millie Maker ideas?
Yeah. Now,
All right, let's
we're
do
going to show you, because Jake and I usually make our teams together. We're going to show you the process here. Jake, where do we always start?
Never before seen. We always start at defense.
Always start at defense.
You got to know. Hey, you see this average number? It's not real. You guys ever heard of
Pump those numbers up, baby.
You guys learn mean, median, mode in high school? Probably not, because you're all idiots. I'm kidding. That doesn't count. The most expensive defense is 4K. It's a whole different tier of prices. That doesn't count.
Totally.
So let's lock it in. Are we going cheap?
I don't know. Why don't we mix it up here?
We talked for a while. We said there was only two options. What were they? The Jets and the Redskins versus Baker, right?
The Redskins? What's the Redskins?
3K. Oh, my goodness. The Washington football team.
Watch your profanity.
Okay. So we have the 3K D, we have the cheap D, and I think, if you want to play some of the really expensive Ds, I would not play the Steelers this week.
No.
It's not worth 4K. I think I don't think Deshaun Watson just sucks now. So I don't like that. I know they have a nice little, 10.5.
Look at the Browns sitting there at fantasy points per game at 2.0 after playing the Browns. And who'd they play in week 1?
So you mean the Bengals? They played the Bengals.
Oh, the Bengals. And then in week 1, they lost to
Ravens.
the Ravens. Okay, the Ravens. Whatever.
But they played the Bengals.
The Browns are grossly overpriced. Do not take the Browns.
I don't get it, but it's okay.
Because people think Washington is bad. They're not the greatest team ever, but they're not awful. They're not. Honestly,
I think defense is really slim pickings. I mean, you want Tampa D versus the backup quarterback in Denver?
Maybe
that might be the play. I think maybe that's probably my favorite expensive defense.
Yeah.
And then who else? Maybe the Pats D versus Carr. You think?
I say we just lock in Washington.
You want to lock in Washington?
Yeah, I think that D line is going to pressure Baker, and Baker does not do well under pressure. They're going to get a few sacks. They're going to probably force an interception or two. I think that game, we've said it before, I think Washington.
We like Washington +7.
Washington wins that.
If anyone wanted to put a little sprinkle bet on it, we like Washington +7. All right, let's lock them in. So this is our real average remaining salary per player.
Is it?
No! Good catch, Nick!
Another position that is much cheaper than the other positions.
What are we doing, Nick?
Tight end, baby.
And who do we have at tight end that we like this week?
Dallas Clark.
Dallas Clark. Nick, what did I say?
Give me a sample of Drew Sample.
That's my dog. Lock it in. Oh, Drew. Let's look at him again. You want to see his face again? There he is. All right, now time for the stack that'll win it all. Just kidding. It'll be behind my team first, Nick's team second.
All right, what are we thinking here?
All right, well, we both took Russ. We both took Russ for our teams.
I'm thinking Josh Allen.
I don't hate Josh Allen.
I think people see that little first for the opponent rank there, and they just think, oh, he's screwed. He's screwed. Screwed.
The thing I like about Josh Allen is he did it in two different ways. So this one, he only had 2 touchdowns passing, but then he runs one in. This one, he has 0 running touchdowns, but he gets 4 passing touchdowns. Now, the opponents are pretty subpar in the Jets and the Dolphins, which is why I don't think we go with him, but because you're going to pair him up with Brown or Diggs. Or I think if you pair him up with Diggs, you're chasing his big game. I would like if you paired – I would pair him up with Brown.
Are we looking for a stack here? You want to stack in this one?
I think we should stack, yeah.
You don't like Hopkins. Well, we know he's going to get his targets.
Hold on. I don't not like Hopkins.
So you think a little Murray Hopkins?
I just don't know the upside there. I mean, they're going to be so owned. They're going to be
They're going to be very highly owned.
And I mean, okay, so the tournament winning lineup in the Millie was 248. So that's essentially 5x per salary. So if you look at Nuke Hopkins, he has to get 8 times 5. He has to get 40 points. I mean, he doesn't have to get 40 points, obviously, but I mean, this is a huge game, and he got 32, which is 4x. You want more than 4x from him, right?
I guess.
Does that make sense?
Maybe we stack. I still like Dak Amari. I like it.
Nick, I can't do it. I'm taking a stand this week on the Cowboys love train.
If you want to go fucking
their number one fan,
go deep. You want to go deep? We take Trubisky. Or you like Stafford?
I like Stafford.
You want to do Stafford Jones?
I don't mind a little Stafford Jones. What do you think?
I think let's go. Let's do it.
You want to do Stafford?
Set him, forget it.
All right. All right. Let's do Stafford Jones, and and then we got to bring it back with Drake then.
Drake.
I mean, Drake, bro.
Drake.
What's that from?
Soldier Boy.
Soldier Boy?
Yeah.
Like, Crank That Soldier Boy?
Yeah, it's like a clip of Soldier Boy. He's doing an interview. And they say Drake, and he goes, Drake.
Never seen it.
Jake, you're just not cultured.
I didn't know they called Henry King Henry, so that's what
I just don't get it.
Sorry, bro. I don't listen. I do my own analysis. I don't listen to other people's analysis, calling people King Henry. I'm not here for the games and the nicknames. I'm here for the cold, hard facts and cash money.
Like LSU?
Stop. LSU ruined my day. 6,300 per position, 4 positions left, including a flex.
I need to know why you like Kenyon Drake and why you put him in there and just didn't say anything about it. You said, we got to put Drake in, but I didn't agree. I literally didn't agree.
You were sitting there with your stupid hat on saying, Drake, for 7 minutes. Clearly we talked about it.
My stupid hat? You look like Tony Romo.
Good. That's a compliment.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. I love Tony Romius. Because I think it's the contrary play on Arizona. That game has the second highest total. He's gotten 16 and 20 attempts and 2 targets in each games. He's gotten only 1 touchdown, and I think he's ready to freaking pop. He's faced 2 really good defensive lines. Detroit is not a good defensive line. They're bad against pass-catching backs and running backs, and that's why you lock him in this week. That's cold hard facts.
All right.
Sold. To the man in front.
All right. We'll move on. Where do you want to go? You want to go wide receiver here? Or you want to go running back?
Let's lock in our next running back.
All right.
Do you want this to be the Joshua Kelly team?
I don't know. I kind of want to just fade that entire matchup. Because I think one of them does well and the other one doesn't.
Yeah, but that's the easy thing to say because you're saying, it's a tough decision. Let's fade it. That's called running away from your problems. You know what I like to do? I like to attack my problems head on because at the end of the day, as said in previous video, if I was the sole defensive lineman for the Carolina Panthers, I would stop the run a little better.
You're not.
Yeah, I would.
But you're not on the Carolina Panthers.
But I'm just saying it's a hypothetical and it would happen.
Jake and Nick's taking pics, 70 viewed YouTube show.
Not after this show. Not after this show hits 80 mil. 80 mil.
80 mil.
80 mil.
Oh, God. Do we like James Conner?
Four and 2 targets, 6 and 16 attempts. Benny Snell's been cutting into the work.
Benny Snell had negative points last game, so.
I didn't say he got a lot of points. I said he's been
He
cutting.
didn't cut in.
3 attempts, 1 target. You're right. Are we missing out on a huge James Conner opportunity?
Maybe not. Honor.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
Let's get him out of here. Doesn't have
Forget
talent.
it.
All right. All right, Nick, let's go. All right, listen, we're gonna do a list of possibilities, and we're gonna lock one in. McCaffrey, no, he's on IR. Elliott, I think he's too expensive. Derrick Henry, I like him. Dalvin Cook, I don't mind him either. Josh Jacobs versus New England, questionable. I don't like him. Jonathan Taylor, I think you can definitely have him. He got too much usage. He's their only guy. He got.
I think we take Taylor.
Attempts. Say this again.
I think we take him.
Let's do it. Lock him in.
Receiver.
6,100 per position. We have 2 wide receivers and a flex.
I want a big guy.
You want a big guy?
I'm a big guy.
All right. Julio Jones is big, even though he got 1 point.
No, he's questionable. I don't think he's going to be 100%. I don't like it.
DK Metcalf's a big guy.
Let's take DK for this one.
Okay. All right.
And let's take Terry.
You want to lock in some McLaurin?
Well, Terry?
Dude, I like McLaurin. He's under the radar. He's so athletic. He's literally so good at football.
Huge game.
He had 10 targets last game versus Arizona. 125 yards. He's only gotten into the end zone 1 time, got 28 points. If he does 28 again, that's gorgeous.
He's 5,900.
Yeah, I think he's going a little bit. I mean, he's going under the radar. Now we have 6,000 for a flex.
Yeah. Flex it up.
I was reading somebody's analysis on AJ Green.
Dude, AJ Green is going to have a huge game.
Do you really think? Because yeah. There were some positive things said about him. It was like there's been, he's gotten a lot of targets, but not a lot of catches. And throws have just been real. Look, he got 13 targets last game.
Yeah, he is also playing the Eagles. And historically, within the past couple of years, the Eagles very much struggle against good wide receivers. Fact.
You seem very happy about it.
I've seen it firsthand many times.
All right. You know what?
Yeah,
that's how you finish the team quickly.
We'll have a great game. We take AJ Green. Here's the Jake and Nick's freaking takes and their freaking picks.
Take a picture. Lock it in. Take a picture. Enter some tournaments.
Take it everywhere. $100 million if it was possible. Enter it 100 times. Doesn't matter. Wins over and over again. Drew Sample, porn star.
See that? Oh, it's a W. And you know what's fine? Right in your pocket. Cash, money, lock it in. Play Drew Sample in every lineup. That's it, Nick. Anything else? Nick, shut up.